sacrifices, play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the episode of Shoe Game. I'm with my boy Paul.
Part two?
I said Shoe Game, but Uncle Strib. I'm getting my YouTube, my podcast mixed up. Anyway, we're gonna start it off like I always start off the in-person Uncle Stribs. What's on the feet? So go ahead and go first.
Today is the Georgetown threes. I got these in 2020. I think it was actually mid-COVID. October of 2020. Georgetown threes. Very, actually not even love for too much, probably like $300. Go probably. I don't even know.
Yeah, they're probably trash. But I'll show you guys some real heat. We got the Pure Money Jordan 1 mids. I actually got these at Hibbett's. This is forever ago. So this is 2016.
Oh,
I got these might be the oldest pair I have.
Even on the soles are still like yellow a little bit, it's a little Asian.
Not really. That's pretty white. That's like the white it was. Honestly,
It's like the Air Forces now.
sort of. Yeah. But 2016, I actually got these on sale for $56 at Hibbett's. So 56. But you had some stuff you want to talk about, right? So we are here. We just got finished with our back to school fiasco.
It was fun, wasn't it? It's fantastic.
Shit. I don't know if fun is the word I use, but it was straight. I'm not gonna fake it. When we had that meeting, y'all were hyping it up to be like, "Oh, this shit." It's honestly not that bad.
But I mean, unfortunately for the part-timers, if it's like the first job or first season for the back to school or anything, obviously if it's like your first season of obviously like
retail.
Christmas, retail, Christmas, anything big, huge for like the actual season, then it is gonna be hard. But if you've been through it numerous times, and it's papita.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but I said I was gonna throw some deep stuff on you, man.
Okay, let's get started.
What gets you going, dude?
As far as what,
why do you do it? Life, why?
So obviously, I think you asked me like that question the last time. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's obviously the same answer, which is Scarlett.
No.
That's what. Okay, no.
No, because Scarlett hadn't always been here.
Okay.
So you're 24.
Yeah.
Scarlett's what?
25.
25. How old Scarlett?
She's two. Almost two.
Almost two. So that means you've had 23 years of no daughter. Mm-hmm. So there's something before you. I get like I might transition you as a priority now.
Yeah, okay.
But before then, what was it? There was something.
As far as retail or
no,
as far
life,
as
man.
life?
I need time to answer so put you on the spot. Because none of this is scripted. So this is off the top of the head. So
he literally hit me up today saying, "Hey man, pull up." I said,
I haven't done.
What were we gonna talk about? He was like, "This way."
I'm going off the. I was like, I'm a freestyle.
Okay.
I haven't done Uncle Strib. Well, I did one with Xavier, but it's been a minute since I've put some consistent ones out. But for me, still single, somewhat single, and no daughter, no family. All I got's a dog.
It's coming soon.
No, I get it, and I get once I have kids, it's priorities. They'll move up the list, but like right now,
it's gonna be like
it's for me. You know what I'm saying? Or not even for me, but like I just got goals and aspirations. So my everyday is I'm in that grind stage. I've been in college. It's 2022. I've been in college since 2014. My mom actually sent me a picture today, and it showed a picture of me having an interception in my high school game. Said 9 years ago today, because it's 9 years ago today. It was the first game of the season, my senior year, first drive. They walk us down. We get in the red zone.
You're like, man, what's going on?
No, not really. It's the first game. It's the first drive. So even if they score first drive, you get the first game cheers out. Yeah, but they get us somewhat in the red zone, maybe a little bit before. Dude throws a fake. I remember I'm lined up. I believe I'm in cover 3, so I get deep court, easy coverage. I might have been man. I don't quite remember details like that, but I do remember he heaves it. I'm on my receiver. And I'm locked in on him, and we watch film, and he has tell signs of what he's gonna do. So I knew he was gonna run the fade 5 yards into the route, right? I knew he was running a fade to the end zone, and I'm looking at him. I see his eyes. When the ball comes, his eyes get big as shit. So when he's faking a fade, he'll just look. But if he does a fade and it's the quarterback throws it, he's like this, like big eyes. So he ran the fade. All I did was look at his eyes. I saw that. I was like, oh shit. Turn right to me.
So as a cornerback, obviously like you must have some outstanding freaking vision because how can you see someone's eyes from that far away?
Well, it's just one of those things.
Is that one of the reasons why players wear visors?
That might be one. That would help. Okay. If you're a receiver and you have a dart, obviously you can't wear it in college. They might have changed the rules, but like in my high school, I had a tinted visor that I wore, and you couldn't wear one. So I didn't have it screwed in. I would just wedge it in there, so I would wear it till they said something. So most games I could get away.
No,
in college you couldn't wear them. Well, when I played, we couldn't wear them. So that was
Zeke wore it, didn't he? And I swore he
did.
No,
it was okay. That was when he got to the league.
But anyways, like that's insane because like
it's all.
How can you see like that? That's some good vision right there, man.
Kind of, not really. If you're a D1 athlete, it's something you just pick up because if you're always a corner, one of the things you're gonna, if you got a good coach or you're part of a good organization, your DB coach is gonna teach you reach your receiver. He's gonna tell you exactly where he's going, right? So if you're in press coverage, and what I was talking press coverage is as soon as the ball's hiked, the receiver, if he gives you all this footwork, he's trying to freeze you so he can get what he wants. Well, when he's freezing you, you don't sit there. You chop your feet, keep your feet moving, and you give you some cushion. Because what a lot of guys do, where they're trying to get a step, let's say they're trying to run a slant inside. I'm an inside press. So if he tries to run the slant right now, I got him. He's going to run it to me. They're not going to get the route. So what he's got to do is he's got to give me footwork at the line. That's going to give me either freeze or give me the back up. And he's probably going to send me out so I can float out with him. Because let's say we're here, he's right in front of me, inside's here, right?
And the guy are allowed to fight within the first 5 yards.
In college, yes. Yeah, college. In the NFL, it's a little dicey, but after 5 yards, there's no contact whatsoever. In college, you can have contact as long as you're not grabbing. You can have contact until the ball's in the air. But let's say receiver's here, inside's here, so he's trying to run a slant here, and I'm inside, so he's here, I'm inside, right? Because I don't want him to go inside, because I'm a man, right? So what he will do is he'll give me some footwork and fade out here, so I got to fade out with him. Because I got to respect, if he goes in, I got to respect it, because if I don't move, then they'll just check to a little quick fade, you know what I'm saying? So it'll open me up, and then it gives them room to go in. But anyway, that's side
shit.
Yeah, but that's just literally every day. We do one-on-ones every day. You do one-on-ones every day, and so it's literally just. I know that. It's ingrained into you. It's ingrained into you because each receiver has different telltale signs. But if you might have seen a receiver get beat deep, and you see him running, and sometimes you'll see DBs. They're not. The receiver's a little bit in front of them, but the DBs end up making a play anyway and doesn't see the ball. He's looking at the receiver's eyes. Because when the ball's coming, receivers are just like this when the ball comes. Their eyes are this because they're trying to look it in to secure the catch. You got to look in the target. So their eyes get big, you can almost time it. So you see their eyes, okay, the ball's thrown my way. The ball's coming. Now you're like, okay, he's running a fade. We're 20 yards downfield, and I'm under him, so he's probably got some arch on it to get it over me. Then you're reading his hands. So now you're reading his hands because sometimes he'll slow down or he'll have to adjust the ball. So if you catch up to him, because you're not worried about anything catching up to him, he's worried about the ball, so he'll naturally slow down a little bit. Then you're reading, as soon as his hands go up, you just put your hand in between his hands. It's just stuff like that. So you don't even have to see the ball.
See, I wish I was in that sport. Obviously I was in basketball, but I always remember you know how we had the helmets at at the academy and like that. I put it on how do y'all see with this, bro?
Yeah, something you gotta get used to.
God, please, I just gotta imagine.
Yeah, but that's so sidetracked. But anyway, reeling it back, my why or whatever I did, it was just I wanted to be I don't know where it came from because you keep peeling back layers. I don't know where it came from. Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I just wanted to be the best, regardless. If it was chess, I was in the chess club 6th grade. I wanted to be the best chess player at the school. I don't know why. It's just that competitive in me. And so now that's transitioning into my academic. I want to be the best scientist there is. I want to be known for that dude was just the GOAT. At what? Just the GOAT. Or just in general. You know, I might not be the best football player, but I trained or worked like it. So it's not about necessarily being the best, but preparing like I'm the best. That's kind of like my process. And then my ultimate number one goal is just knowledge. I want to know everything. I know it's not possible, but like that doesn't surprise you when I say that. I want to know
every question or every comment I have, you always have something to say that back to me, which I'm like,
literally I want to know everything. And so some people say they want to know everything, and they're just saying I will literally, if I don't know something, somebody asks me a question I don't know, I'll be like, shit, it will bother me. I will go home and I will literally an hour just research on whatever that was. So next time it comes up, I can at least I have an understanding of what because I don't like being a part of a conversation and not being able to contribute or not knowing what it's about. That I hate that. So whenever, let's say I get into let's say two guys, like that's how it was with money, stock market. I didn't know shit about stock market, right? And I know these two dudes were talking about it, and then, you know, it sounds like a foreign language. I'm like, damn, I don't know about this shit. Because, you know, and it's also something that's like a useful tool to know how money works, to know how, you know. So when I tell you, I did all this research, I read all these books, you know, you get free PDFs. I got like Stock Market for Dummies. I read all of this stuff. Now, the business I'm having now, I can teach a course on stock market. I know it inside out. You know what I'm saying? But
I think in the future I would like to get involved, but you know, again, it's like you're saying, what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It takes time, but that's mine is just predicated on competition and knowledge. And if you peel back knowledge some more, I feel like knowledge, it just comes to power. I mean, it sounds a little narcissistic, but I want power. Not power in the sense of like being able to demand something from somebody, but in a sense of if I want to do something, I have the knowledge or I'm smart enough to reach out to people with the knowledge to get it done. Like I want to create a foundation to do stuff for the city of Nashville. Power is having these connects, having the knowledge to reach out like, hey, Bob, you know, I'm thinking about getting this foundation. I got some money saved up to fund like the initial launch of it. Like, who do I need to contact to get this going? He sends you to this person sends you to that. Next thing you know, I'm pitching it in a board meeting. You know what I'm saying? That's power. In a good way. Obviously using it for good. That's what I want. So knowledge in terms of networking and just being able to go to board meetings and we talk about cash flow of the business or spreadsheets and data sheets of finances. Oh, I know what we're talking about because I'm well educated in that thing. Like today, I was thinking about whenever I get going in my foundation, I want to create I'm all over the place with community service. I want to do education. I want to do like minority helping stuff, send people to college. I also want to create I guess the same foundation, but a sector of it that's dedicated to keeping the city clean. A lot of cities are like, you know, I was driving around today because it was raining hard. There's trash all over the side of the interstate.
It's crazy how you said that because this morning on the way to work, there was a garbage truck. I mean, obviously, this is like not really part of the sideways, but it was just part of like the it was a garbage truck driving down what's it here? 410, right? Is it here 410?
Yeah, or
anyway, 604, whatever. Literally a trash bag, a white one was flat. It was on the road, and I tried to dodge it on the windshield. We were slowing down the highway. I reached out and I pulled the trash can over, like a trash bag over inside the car. Like it was scary.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie because it was me and broken Scarlett, and I was like, "Babe, slow down." And then like, don't push hard on the brake to slow down.
Right.
I was like, just go straight. So I just grabbed it, pulled it. Like I was pulling it. I'm like, that. Like imagine if I was not there. Imagine if I was not there.
Find a way to drive straight.
Yeah, that's freaking scary. So like, that like, you know, from just like the nastiness and like all this trash and, you know, like other stuff on the road where like you always like dodge like the wood, you know, all the tires,
stuff, all
trash bags, and it's like it's insane. So like I want
to create because Nashville's not see, every city has like those
that
bad part, But Nashville's generally a pretty clean city, but I'd love to create jobs to where it could be a part-time job, or maybe have some full-timers that need it. But every week, or if it's full-timers every day or part-timers a couple times a week, go out. We're picking up trash off the interstate, off the side of the roads, going to parks, just keep it, just stuff like that. But that's a part of the answer to my question.
Of your why.
Yeah, that's a long answer.
I guess my why is obviously not as inspirational to your answer, to be honest. But like what you were saying is obviously inspiration. I'm not that deep, to be honest. That was.
It don't have to be. It's just
but
personal.
obviously growing up, I was always. This sounds crazy, but I was always like alone. I was always like the quiet kid, like in my family. So I was always like, like whenever I'm like 18, 19 years old, I want to do like my own thing. I want to start having like, I want to get like my own money and like my own family started get going. So that's why I was always into the retail and obviously shoes. So I feel like the person, but how I was saying before is that I want to be good at what it is. So I was actually doing all the research like in shoes, so I can actually know it better, so I can grow in that. So I can get more money in my pockets, obviously, stuff like that. So as soon as I turned 18, I got a management position. I got like the apartment, and then so on and so forth. So I guess mostly just like a growth of trying to be like my own person and and start fast on my life. You know what I mean? Because I was always stuck at home and everybody like was doing like their own thing, and I was always home alone. So it was freaking boring. Obviously, I wanted to just like I want to be out of here. I want to be like my own man. And obviously I had a kid young. Not really young when I was 22, but I ever since I had started or even like was gonna have her, I told her I told myself and even Brooke too is like how can I be the best person like of myself and how can I grow. So that's why I was always trying to see how either I could have a store or other opportunities in life. They always tell y'all is that like, I do see myself here for a while, but I know eventually I'm gonna get tired of it because I'm gonna be here now. You know what I mean?
You see, like
now that I
mid-term,
now that I'm here, how can I go to the next level?
Right.
So on and so forth. So I feel like like one of these days I want to go to school and be a firefighter. I want to do that and then start all over again. Start at like the lower level and then gain the way up. But it's kind of like that. It's basically just like now. Obviously now it's like a different answer to what I was as a kid growing up. Well, obviously like the first 22 years of my life to now. So now obviously the motivation now is kind of
right.
I want to. Not that I grew up in a bad area, living area, but I want to be like get her things that I want to get these toys and shoes and never have the best life that I never had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my parents divorced when I was 10, 11. So obviously I'm trying to have that foundation around here too. Not a broken family. I feel like especially like nowadays, it's so common.
Well, I'm 52% of marriages end in divorce. So
that's insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're more likely to.
So is that your reasoning why you're still single?
No, I'm still single because I'm a weird dude. It takes a special.
Well, your life is very, very structured, but again, that's not your fault. You know what I mean? Like you want to.
Well, it is my fault because
No,
that's how it's my fault because that's what I need to be the best me. Like I accept it.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. I feel like that's it. Like that should show that your spouse or whoever it is that like that you're on a mission to be the best person of yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's how you do it though. Because I've ran into females where that's a problem. That's a problem. But
because how they already asked this question like before, but obviously not now on camera. How many hours alone do you have to actually have like dang, I want to sit down and chill, watch a movie, or I'm gonna sit down and play the other ring. Obviously I don't know if you've ever seen like his episodes. I haven't seen one yet, but he always tells me about his fights, dude. It's insane.
Oh, Eldering. Well, time I get to myself.
As far as a week, I don't know. Obviously, but like days is different. But like as far as weeks, I guess like a week. How many hours do you have alone to actually chill? So on and so forth. I'm thinking maybe like 4 to 5 hours a week.
Maybe 10. If we count like, the hour before, like getting ready to go to bed, if you count that time, it's about 10. Because Monday,
So how do you explain that to women?
I tell them off rip, yo, I got multiple jobs. 2 of them are full time. And the training stuff that's part time, between the training and podcast, they're part time, but they take up a good amount of time. Like literally, if you see that laptop over there, I'm editing a YouTube video.
Oh, you are.
But what me and my buddy Xavier, like Gym Chronicles. So like whenever I do, like if I wanted to, I could have more free time, but I wouldn't be. Because I could have had free time like that I was doing instead of doing that, I could have just chilling. But I make money from my podcast. I make money off of Instagram,
and that's even insane,
right? And I gotta keep that up,
bro. That's
what I'm saying. And to keep it, I gotta keep that up to maximize the money off of that. So it started off as a hobby, and now it's like paying dividends.
So how do they like respond to that?
Well, some of them are either cool with it until they realize the extent of it. That's pretty much where I'm at. Like, so like I'll tell them, oh yeah, you're busy. Yeah, and then it's all cool and dandy until we try to schedule some stuff. Then that's when it falls apart. It's like, oh, I'm free this time. It's like, I can't. I gotta work. I'm free this time. Oh, I got girls tonight, or oh, I'm going out. I got this thing, or it's like I can't. That time I work. That's what it is. But I feel the real reason why I'm single is just because it takes a special type of
because like I was always, I mean, this sounds crazy, but like like you're always part, like especially now, like you're like part of my family, so everybody I work is family, right? So I always ask them like, how the fuck, sorry for my language, but how the fuck is Finis single? He's good looking, he's big as shit, it's fucking Thor, and he's black, so you know what I mean? Like he's packaging. So how the fuck is he single? No, I'm being blunt. Like that's how it is. It's like how, and it's just like it's just like it's mind blowing. It's like bro, like like you're like a good looking dude. It's like how the fuck you single?
You know what it is? Part of it is first it takes a special type of person to date me. I'm weird. I get that. I'm into this nerd. I'm in this like nerdy, athletic, nerdy, weird anime guy, and some chicks aren't into that.
Jerry said that actually. I talked to him actually the other day, and we were on FaceTime. Yes, we talked about you, whatever.
That's crazy.
No, but it's good though, because he asked me, "Hey, have you talked to Finis about so and so forth?" So about a person. I was like, I don't want to ask him. That's his own personal thing. We'll talk about it, cool. But anyways, he told me, he was like, maybe it's not his time yet. When like he goes back home and starts his career, maybe in that field he'll find that person.
Probably.
I said, well, that's the point, because if you go back home, then you have a lot more time to, be free and so on and so forth.
Probably not, dude.
Why is that? You don't mind me asking.
Because that's actually I answered this similar question on my guard 615, but it obviously optically looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, once you're done with school, you have more time. Well, not really, because once I get to my career, I'm taking it to the next level. So yeah, I won't be spending as much time in the school, and obviously I won't be working a shoe palace. It'll just come down to one full-time job. But now, since I gained time from not being at shoe palace anymore, I get more energy into the podcast. I get more energy into YouTube. Then I get to figure out, once I get going, I get more energy into my investments, because it's taking off. We're in a recession, and I'm doing fantastic. So I'm obviously, like literally, they talk about, the Supreme Court or Congress talking about changing definition of recession, so they're trying to change the definition of a recession so they can say we're not in one, because we're in one that's pretty bad. It's because of the inflation, all that stuff. And the fact that we're in such a bad recession, experts say, since we're in a bad recession, some would say, the fact that I'm doing so well in my investments I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Use that confidence. But one moment, I'm not even gonna cut this out. So just oh, I'm sorry, my mic is I'll be right back. But here, talk to the people.
Ladies,
Oh my God.
somebody out there, please bless my man, okay? He needs a lady, okay? Please. Trying to find the right one for him, all right? Help my man out. All right? Because I got blessed, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of, we've all been trying to find somebody, man. Fine, see. I asked him a question about,
Hey, calm down.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to let my dog out. I don't think Mope has been on my cast yet. So
Here you go, Mocha. You want a mic too?
but to go back to so like all that stuff's doing well. So and then once I get that financial stability, now I can start really going after my goals. Now I can start working on that figuring out the groundwork for the foundation, because I'm planning on opening up a LLC soon under the
What is that?
an LLC is a limited liability corporation or company, and it's just when you open it up, it's a business, and so when you do stuff for tax purposes, you can get certain write-offs and you pay less in taxes for small business and stuff. Well, it's a one man. Well, all I'm gonna do is open up an LLC under the IB Talks production. So everything I have is an IB Talks production. It just means that it's me. So it's just me. I produce everything I have. I produce the podcast. I produce the YouTube.
Yeah.
I produce the Uncle Strib. I produce my academic
Reels and all that.
Reels. I produce my academic YouTube. All that stuff I have, I own the rights to 100%, and I produce it. So if I open up an LLC under IB Talks, even my fitness app is an IB Talks production. When I drop the book, it's going to be an IB Talks production.
You're still waiting. Okay.
I know, I'm editing it.
Okay.
But
you can say that with fast.
yeah, but so when I open up as an LLC and I put up all of that under there, so all the income I make from that will be the income from the LLC, and every expense I pay that has to deal with me in that production, it's a write-off. So when I buy equipment for the podcast or the YouTube, that's a tax write-off under the LLC and stuff like that. So once I get that going, I think I'm gonna I don't know, I'm still researching, but I might even have my foundation under my IB Talks production LLC, or I might make a separate one just for that one. Like, I don't know yet.
What made you think of all this shit? Because I feel like with your degree and what you're going to be in a few years, I didn't even think you would be even in talks with what, like you're saying. I feel like you'll be good with just, being your astronaut, person, but you know what I mean? You know what it really comes down to? Here's what it really was. I'm not naturally smart, right? I struggled in elementary school. I went from predominantly black area to predominantly white area, which is the biggest culture shock a black person can have, right? And this was first, second grade. So when I got to Nashville, I went from Jackson, Tennessee, and then I went to Nashville. And I didn't know how to interact with white people at all. Like, it was a culture. Or was it them to you? No, doesn't matter. It was a culture shock to me, right? And so I'm just setting the stage that I wasn't just high IQ. Some kids, they're naturally smart. Oh, they're going to be geniuses. That wasn't me. I was in a reading disability class and, in school. They thought I could read. They thought I could read. I just didn't want to read. But anyway, so the premise of it is I had terrible teachers for the majority of like elementary to middle school. Terrible like to you, or just like in that? No, they're just terrible teachers. Oh, okay. They couldn't teach, right? Now I had some that were great, like Miss Foster, Miss White, Coach McGee, Coach I don't want to start naming off forgetting people, but like Mr. Taylor, Coach Finley, that's also high school. But anyway, I had a lot of terrible teachers. I'm like, if somebody that grew up struggling like I did could get to a position where a professor or teacher and just show like it's not that hard kind of thing, then we can have more representation of African Americans
in physics, right? I saw one stat, I think in 2019, 2020, there were only 4 African Americans that got a PhD in astrophysics in the entire country. 4.
And what are they now?
I don't know. I just saw it was just showed by race because it showed like Hispanic. 4, not 4%. 4 people. That's a huge problem. Because the reason why, and so I was talking about this on this podcast, but the reason why I feel like as a Black person, there's no groundwork laid for how to become successful. But there's only 2 ways: make it in sports or become a rapper. Right? That's at least the groundwork that's like laid. To make it out the hood, you either gotta sell drugs to get famous off of that, which is tough because then you're gonna be in and out.
Ball.
Right? Be ball rapper, and the drug and rapper thing is almost one and the same.
And nowadays,
right? And so they don't tell you you can make it out. You can become a lawyer, make out the good. You become a scientist. You become a doctor. But the reason why we don't see that, or we don't even think it's things, because there's no representation. If every doctor we had was Black, we'd be, oh, Black people are doctors too, right? But it's not. Now, obviously, some people just don't want to be doctors. That's fine. But just knowing that's an option can make all the difference. I didn't know. Well, I was about to say I didn't know Black people were astrophysicists. There's not many, but there are. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I got some of his books. There's that. I mean, he's probably the most famous that I can think of at the moment. But I didn't know that was even in high school. I didn't know that was an option. So I was on a different path in terms of what I wanted to do. But I was like, I can do this. And then it all came down to the teaching because, especially when I got in college, it became bigger because I had one professor. I'm not gonna say his name. Great professor, terrible teacher. Because he was naturally smart. You could tell he was.
How's that different then? So what's the between a professor and a teacher?
So here's the biggest difference.
Is that the same thing?
No, when professors are hired at a university, they're not hired on their teaching ability. They're hired on their ability to get grants and to write papers. That's what they're primarily hired for. The teaching's a byproduct. They teach as a default. So a lot of them are great professors. They'll have astounding research. They'll be great researchers. They'll be great at writing and publishing papers. They'll be great at getting grants from NASA or the government, Department of Defense. But in terms of teaching material to undergrads, absolutely terrible.
That makes sense.
Absolutely terrible.
That makes sense.
And so and I can tell this professor, he's naturally smart. And you just tell he just grew up smart. And I looked at him and I was like, I want to change the standard for teaching. Because especially now, we all know that we know there's not one cookie cutter way to learn. And learning one way doesn't work for everybody. The way I learn might not be the best way for you to learn. The best way for you to learn might not be the best way for Brooke to learn, right? So I want to set this standard to where not only that, but physics. You say that word around anybody, they're immediately intimidated. They're like,
yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? It's not.
A lot of you break it down, especially on your Black hole video. That was insane. That's amazing.
That's one of my skills is because I wasn't actually smart. I had to have it broken down, dumbed down for me.
Isn't that the hardest subject as far as that? In science or
basically. But I had to have everything dumbed down for me. So because I had to have it dumbed down, I know how to dumb it down. Because I'm just like everybody else. I had no idea what any of this stuff was. I had to learn it. I didn't naturally just, oh yeah, that makes sense. This makes no sense. So I had to spend hours wrapping my head around something that didn't make sense to me until I got it. And now that I did that, instead of this student that I'm teaching, instead of having him do that, I got it dumbed down for you. So I dumb it down for him. It clicks. I took the middleman out for him.
So they just want to have that for you're trying to have a standard to where this is how
it should be taught. You can't teach these I'm not a big fan of exams, right? Because when you're in college, when you're trying to pass a class, you're not trying to learn the material to take it with you. You're learning it literally just to pass the exam. You're just for a grade. As soon as you're done with the final, 90% of it goes out. It's gone. You can literally take that class, the same exact class next year. And you're like, oh shit, I remember some of it, but right, I remember some of it, but you know, you forget.
I think that's
the
like
majority.
That's honestly like, you know, I get what you're saying, because even like for me, like in high school, I don't want to go to college, and it's like, but I can read it's kind of like, you know, like the exams make it not, you know, you want to take it for the grade, that's it. But like for like in college, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
And then, but there are good professors. Like my supervisor, she's fantastic professor. She's like the model professor because one, she doesn't believe in exams, and so you know, then you run into the problem with like old school guys. Like, how can you assess somebody's learning from the class without exam? It's easy.
I was gonna ask that question.
It's easy. Here's for example, I took a class on physics, right? We talked about photons or whatever, right? Lights. Right now, you could easily have an exam where you ask all these super specific questions. I gotta do all this math, yada yada. Or you have presentations. Do a presentation on this topic. You hand out topics, or you can have open-ended questions about stuff. So you know, so like, let's say I took that class. Well, you ask me, how do I know you actually took? How do I know you learned something from this class on light? Well, I can easily just be like, well, we know light is a weightless particle. It's called a photon, and photons travel just like anything else. On Earth, light seems instantaneous because it's the fastest thing in the universe. So if you turn a lamp on in the room, it seems like the light is instant, but it's not. It just moves super fast. Because if you go light from the sun to the Earth, it takes 8 minutes to get here because light has to travel at 300,000 meters per second to get here. So if the sun were to disappear right now, wherever it's sunny, because it's nice up here, but if the sun were to disappear right now, we wouldn't know for 8 minutes because the last bit of light would come in. Therefore, even though light, and that's why nothing can travel faster than the speed of light, because light is weightless, and anything with a weight can't travel faster than something without a weight. That took
Right there.
that took 2 or 3 minutes, and after that, you'd be okay. You learned something from that class. That's all it takes. Wow. Now there are some classes like, you know, your fundamental stuff where you probably have to have some type of exam or whatever. I get that, but like electives, what are we doing exams and electives for? You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's so many moving parts to like how I think. But I wanted to transition to another question. Okay. So I asked about your stop. I asked about your why as a whole. What's your everyday process? Like what is it? Literally, when you wake up, what is it up here? I hope these mics are working because I don't know if we're too close and we might be getting overlap, but we'll see when I edit this thing. Brand new mics, guys. Tax right off.
What is my why every morning?
You want me to go first?
Like you already have it down, so at least give me an example why.
So for me, like I said, I got goals. Right, and everything for me is like sports related because I've been playing sports since I was 5. But every day, all right, you just ruined our listeners' ears, but it's fine. But every day, you have to make progress, right? You know, if you wanna, you gotta
interrupt, but like you reminded me of Angulo. He said every day you gotta be 2% of it.
Yeah, I know people, bro. I know. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? People like be like goofing off on Angulo or like making fun of him. I'm not gonna fake it. Half the shit he say is real shit, dog. Like I don't care if you're having the shittiest day possible. Everybody has 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is what they do with those 24 hours. Every single day, I have 2 things in my head. One, nobody's outworking you today. You might do more work than me, but more work doesn't necessarily mean outworking.
You're doing it right now. You're doing this, you know.
Exactly. Nobody's outworking. Now, this is my mindset. Obviously, you know, somebody might outwork me every now and then, but nobody's consistently outworking. That's my first thought. In my realm, nobody's outworking. 2, I'm doing this bullshit because I'm trying to get here. I'm here. I'm trying to get here. And you can't get from here to here not doing shit. Even if it's a 0.5% better, 1/4% better, it's better than being stagnant. Because they say you either get better or you get worse. There's no staying in between. Because if you're here Let's say you're here and everybody's here, and you don't get better today, somebody does. You're negative. So staying still is just as bad as going backwards because you're still negative. You gotta outwork. Now, so a lot of stuff, my stuff's sports related, so it sounds like I'm talking about competing against somebody else. It sounds like I'm competing, but most of it's just me. It's so cliche to say it's you versus you, literally. Because if I didn't work at shoot house today, I could have woke up and be like, I'm fucking going to the gym today. My meetings got canceled today, so instead of working on my paper and working on my YouTube and stuff, I'm just gonna lay in bed all day. I could have done that, but those two things in me, nah, fam. We finna go to this gym. We're gonna destroy our body. Hang clean, deadlift, squat, hack squat, all in one day. Heavy. We're gonna destroy our body. When we get back, we're gonna shower. We're gonna eat. Computer. We're getting paperwork done. We're getting stuff done for my meeting on Friday. We're getting stuff done, just my school stuff, all day. I got done with that. Took a little break to eat. I gotta get this. I gotta get this YouTube video set up. I gotta get this Gym Chronicles out with my buddy. I gotta get this stuff. I gotta get it done. I have to every day. Every day. That's just me.
No, that's so for me. I mean, obviously, is obviously not as well spoken as that because that was obviously. But how can I? This is obviously every day. Every mic says, how can I be better than what I did yesterday? So obviously, like for work, it's obviously okay. But and obviously, like today is Wednesday, so how can we be? I'll be ready for upper shipment on Thursday. Right. On Thursday, obviously, if I work, okay, how can we be done like with shipment? Like the box throw it out, so on and so forth. Okay, but on Friday, okay, are the shoes out, so on and so forth. Basically, it's kind of like have a game plan every single day. So that's why I actually like how we're starting to do it. My game plan every single week because now obviously that's like now I go home thinking okay like tomorrow, I'm off tomorrow, but hey, I hope like the story that gets like this basically it's kind of like that. You know what I mean? So
you're off tomorrow.
And tomorrow shouldn't. So, but it's shoes. So it's not gonna be too bad because obviously like with clothes, you gotta think, how do I put this there?
I'm not even
anyways,
I'm not even putting that out. To be honest. I put that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Anyways,
so
game planning.
Yeah, so it gives game plan that stuff too as well. And obviously, of course, like how can I grow to myself? As a matter of fact, I was trying to grow the other day is that your app. By the way, I don't know if I have it on Apple device to download it. Buy a plan.
Also, Google Play.
Google Play.
My Android users.
It's a game. I started. It's a game now. How can we get our calories, protein, fat?
Yeah, there you go. See, you're starting to make it a part of the routine.
It's fun because okay, babe, look, we gotta get 600 calories in 4 hours. How can we do it? Then what can we eat? It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. So
you're in there.
After this challenge that I'm doing from this workout, I think I'm gonna. Let's do it. What I mean? It's fun.
It's
really fun.
On iOS.
Like today, I'm actually shocked because I have a rest day. I thought it was gonna be every thing. If you don't mind, I'm gonna show them. So every day, every day it's like a little challenge right here, right? So
I don't know if it's even lined up.
Okay.
By the way,
sorry about that.
You might have to have your head on the other side, so you can see if it. Oh. No, look at the camera. Yeah, make sure you're. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's actually pretty good. So, anyways, look, it's like a little game, right? Calories, so on and so forth, like that. So this is actually very easy. I have never done this before in my life until he told me to do it, and it's fun. I love it. So like I said, I think after I know the challenge, I'm really start doing it because it's like just like you said, I'm not obese or any of that. I'm just unhealthy. And what's the word you said?
You're not unhealthy. You're out of shape.
No, I feel like I'm unhealthy with eating how I was eating how I'm at work. I'm not saying that for the Brooke because she doesn't matter to me, but how.
I already know how you were eating.
Anyways, so I want to be a better person than I once was. So I feel like with you being in my life, I'm being a better person than I once was to motivate me to be better for her for me and for my daughter. So
That's what it's all about, though. It's all about.
Mind you, he was stubborn, hard to get on, even to eat good, healthy. But now he's not.
For the years old, they can't hear. His fiance said that
Yes.
it took her an act of Congress to get him to start eating out. But I'm gonna just IV Fitness, download it on your iOS devices and or Androids. Programming, $10 a month, flat rate, no matter how many days a week, no matter how long. If you just want a nutrition plan, $5 a
that's
month.
it. I told him that's too cheap. I'm just saying.
Hey,
But hey, if he's
best
get
quality
it now before it goes up. I'm just saying.
best quality in the market. For $10, forget about it. But man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, last thing, anything like other closing things going on, or
What do you mean?
as far as you have any like last questions for
Oh,
me? Or
no, that was
anything else
it.
for-
That was it, dog.
This is fun. I this is all like last minute for me. I literally just like okay, but
We scheduled what, maybe 5 hours ago?
well, like as far as like I was in my head thinking like, dang, like what are you gonna ask me today? I'm like, well, I don't know. Cause you said personal. I'm like, oh snap, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, dude, I think it's just good to have those conversations.
By the way, ignore my hair, guys. Like you can see, the season's over. I'm gonna actually get a haircut tomorrow in the morning. Be a new person. This is
Don't buzz cut your hair.
no. Well, I don't know. But yeah, I wish I'd be like him, having be less, but I'm not blessed like that. I don't do nothing.
Bro, I had one, in college I had one chin hair. You know how I got this?
No. Football,
No,
working
I
out.
just brush. I brush it every day. No, dude, all you gotta do, get some beard oil, right?
I tried it.
No, get some beard
I
oil.
tried it.
No, listen. let me-
You know the no, shut up. There's actually a bear oil place at the shop at La Cantera. And I went there with like my best friend, and he gets this kit for like 120, whatever the heck it is.
No,
I put it on my face for like maybe 2 weeks.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, you know it takes more than 2 weeks for it to work, right? It takes months. It takes literally months. You have to do it consistently every day for months.
I knew you were gonna say
I know you are. You stick something for like a week. I didn't see any results. I'm done. Dude, it takes months. It took a year and a half to even get.
By the way, I'm still sore.
Bro, when I first moved here, none of this was. Here's what you do. One, you don't need the kit. You literally just need the oil. They have all that. You don't need that. You just need the oil. You put it on, and you get a brush. Get a black person brush. Don't get.
I know,
You know what I'm talking
like
about?
the best brush, man.
Yeah, don't get like a wave brush. And all you like 3 times a day in the morning, brush. Just stimulate the follicles, brush. And then just kind of like, brush it down because you want and then 2-3 times a day,
You
every day.
shaved Christmas time, right?
I clean shave New Year's Eve, and then at the halfway point.
That's yearly, right?
Yeah, and the halfway point in the halfway point in the year, which is like July something or maybe June something, I shave just the chops. I leave everything else. And every year.
So like you shave like twice a year, basically.
Mhm.
I wish I could do that.
I mean, I'll trim up the goatee though. Like I don't shave like that.
Wait till like you have a gross. Hey, you shave.
No, I'm not. But that's why I gotta find one that likes the beard. You know what I'm saying?
I cannot wait till the day you're like, guys, I'm committed. This is, blah blah.
But anyway, get you a brush. But I'm telling you, you get 2-3 times a day. You gotta just be in there before you go to bed. Put it on. A year, it's gonna be all good. But all right, man. I gotta go to bed. You wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Face en la mañana.
Your messages on it's insane.
We're in a group message. This dude wants
Oh my
to
God.
text in English. What's up with you, dude? ¿Qué pasa? What are you doing?
He's
Chaos.
I'm like,
¿Qué
what?
haces? Come on, dude. But
It was fun, man.
appreciate it.
Oh, good, man.
Oh, no. I do have one closing question. Your next shoes for the year. Go. Quick.
Like the rest of the year?
Yeah, just where you plan on getting the rest of the year. I only got 2.
Well, the Fire Red 3s, of course, and then don't make that face. Now the Canvas 4s, I've seen them. And the ones.
Chicago.
Yes, the Chicago ones, yeah.
The vintage with them. I'm just getting the 4s and the Canvas 4s and the Chicago.
That box is beautiful, by the way. A canvas box, of course. That box aside.
It's all right. I'm getting those two though. I'm done buying shit. Cause that form love, I don't want it anymore. I told me I don't want it. I don't know what I was thinking. But we out.
I'm gonna chase my